We're here in the bottom of New South Wales, down the south coast, near a town called Eden. And we're about to go into the Biowa National Park. Biowa is the Aboriginal word for killer whale. And there's this whole area was filled with killer whales. So just ahead is this place called Boyd's Tower. It's super cool. So this Benjamin Boyd was an early Australian, one of the first people ever to move to the area of Eden. And he was at an auction in Sydney and they were selling land, and he bought this 600-acre parcel at the auction and a couple of other smaller parcels as well. And the land that I'm walking through now is a part of this original big block that he bought, which is now the Biowa National Park. Isn't it? It's very cool. Wait till you see the tower. So the story is that Benjamin Boyd was a wealthy man, and he bought this huge plot of land down here in Eden, and he also bought some smaller plots of land, and he had all these elaborate plans. He even started his own town called Boyd Town with quite a fancy little mansion, and part of it all was building this tower, which was supposed to be a lighthouse. Well, as you can see from the tower, get a little bit of a better look in just a moment. You see the tower's not finished. None of the windows are finished. You can see that there's a bit missing from the top. Well, I think that fell down later. But the tower was never completed, which is a strange thing for someone with so much money and so much resources. Well, I wonder what happened. Look at this, it isn't quite big. Look at all the way it goes up there. They actually ended up using this tower for looking for whales. This whole area here, the southern coast, was filled with whales and killer whales even here. And this tower ended up being helpful to the Davidson whaling station, which is just a kilometre around the corner over there. They used to use this spot to keep an eye out for humpback whales and a few other types of whales as well. Well, I'm standing inside Boyd's Tower right now, and above me it goes up 1, 2, 3, 5 levels, and it's a substantial tower. The walls are so thick. Look here, like 3-4 feet thick walls. I mean, this thing isn't going to fall down. The problem wasn't it falling down whether it was built or not. The problem was that Benjamin Boyd never got permission to build it. He assumed, and he built this thing and spent a fortune on it. And then the government of New South Wales back then, this is before Australia was a country, they decided that he didn't have permission to build this. He wanted it to be a lighthouse, but no, they built a different lighthouse. They had their own plan for a lighthouse. They didn't want his lighthouse. And so Benjamin Boyd spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and he ended up going bankrupt. The tower wasn't finished because he wasn't allowed to finish it. But nearby the town of Boyd Town, which he built, and his fantastic mansion, it also, he went broke. He didn't end up getting to live there. He didn't get the benefit of it. So his whole plan, it all ended up coming to nothing. It's a bit of a reminder of what people do with their lives. Hopefully it's not something you're doing with your life. Where people make their plans, they decide what they're going to do with their life. They say, this is my life, I'm going to live it the way I want. Even Christians, sometimes they say, they know that the Lord has given them their life, but their attitude is that they get to decide what to do with it. So they make their plans. Like Benjamin here, made his plan to build this tower, build his little town on his 600 acres. And the problem was that Benjamin didn't have permission. And sometimes we want to do what we want with our life, but we never consulted the Lord. And we've all done it. I've done it. We've all at times set off in a direction that the Lord wasn't in. Well, the sad thing about that is you can get to the end of your life, and people do, and then they find out the Lord was never in it. They thought the Lord was in it. They thought they were going to get the Lord's approval, just like Benjamin Boyd. He thought that he was going to get the approval of the New South Wales government for all that he had planned, but he didn't, and it bankrupted him. If you think that you can do whatever you want and you're going to get the Lord's approval, well, it's a huge risk to take. And a lot of people do take that risk. A lot of people take the attitude that I can do whatever I want with my life. God's a God of love. He won't mind. He'll care for me. He'll forgive me all my sins. And he does. He does forgive our sins. And he is a God of love. But he's also a God who leads us. And he knows what's safe. And he knows what's not safe. And it's not all about us either. It's about the Lord has a plan. And the Lord has a kingdom. And we're called to be a part of it. And so, Boyd's Tower, a reminder to us that the Lord is big, and the Lord is God, and the Lord has plans, and we want to consult him. We want to get his approval and his permission, and we want to get his attitude and his mind before we go ahead with our own plans. The Lord, he's so big, he's so grand, he's so loving. I mean, get a look at this. This is Twofold Bay. The Lord made this. You know, Benjamin Boyd tried to make a tower. But the Lord, he made the heavens and the earth. And he wants us to be in his plan. So don't make your own plans and leave the Lord out. Ask the Lord what's his plan and join in with him.